the governor is the same age as I am. Born in 1967, which is kind of crazy. Gavin Newsom, politician and businessman, serving since 2019 as the 40th governor of California. A member of the Democratic Party, he was the 49th lieutenant governor of California from 2011 to 2019, and the 42nd mayor of San Francisco from 2004 to 2011. That's right. I cannot tell you what a privilege it is, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce you to Governor Gavin Newsom from California.
First of all, let me thank all of you for being out here today. Thank you for your enthusiasm. Thank you for your faith and devotion to the cause that unites all of us here today, the United States of America, liberty and freedom. Our mayor is a former mayor. I have great respect and admiration for all of those folks that are out there doing the hard work every single day, and I'm grateful all of you for being here. Thank you. As was noted, I come from a small, little isolated state, California. And I love to say about California, state of dreamers, of doers, of entrepreneurs, of innovators. We pride ourselves, like all of you here in Michigan, on being on the leading and cutting edge of new ideas. But what makes me most proud, and it's a point of reference, and it's a point, I think, of commonality to all of us, what makes me the most proud of my state is that we're the most diverse state in the world's most diverse democracy. And I say that because I think we need to say that. I say that because we're living in a time where everybody's focused on their differences and not united around the things that bind them together. And I'm just couldn't be more proud to live in a state, in a nation where people can live and advance together across so many conceivable and imaginable differences. But also, as I say, unite around those things that I think bind us all together. We all want to be connected. We all want to be respected. We all want to be protected. We all want to love. We all need to be loved. And I think those are things we need to talk about more as well. Not just, again, this sort of notion of separateness and otherness, but this fundamental, this universal values that I hold dear, and I know all of you here and Democrats hold dear. And so, look, if you like me, it's been a few tough weeks, a few tough years. This last decade, the stacking of stress and COVID, issues of social unrest. Remember that? All the volatility around the globe, and obviously all the stacking of stress related to these inflation scars and all of the challenges that a lot of us have trying to square the circle of what kind of world we're living in and what kind of world are we fighting for. Obviously, that was brought to the fore last week. I was asked and tasked by President Biden proudly to Georgia to represent the campaign right after that debate. I had a lot of talking points in mind. You may have noticed, if you saw me, I didn't bring them with me afterwards. And that's to make the obvious point. Things did not go as well as the campaign had hoped. Obviously not go as well as President Biden had hoped. I left last night from the White House. I had the privilege of being with 20-plus governors, many of them in person, including your governor, others on Zoom. I had the opportunity to talk to the president for an hour and a half. Could have gone 2-3 hours. And I mean this with absolute conviction. That was the Joe Biden I remember from 2 weeks ago. That was the Joe Biden that I remember from 2 years ago. That's the Joe Biden that I'm looking forward to re-electing as President of the United States. And I mean that. I've been doing this. They don't pay you. I've been going wherever I've been asked, whatever task, large and small, because I believe in this man. I believe in his character. I believe that he has been one of the most transformative presidents in our collective lifetime. I really believe it. There's a decency to Joe Biden. and I'm old-fashioned, character matters, but I'm also old-fashioned in this respect. Results matter. Politics is not just performative, not just entertainment. It's about getting things done. And it's been a remarkable 3.5 years from my perspective. And I don't say that lightly. And I hope we pause. Democrat, we're so good at focusing again on what's wrong and not celebrating what's right. That's right. And so I just want to talk a little bit about that for a second. I mean, we are the envy of the globe. Doesn't matter where you go. The rest of the world looks at us and says, what are they all complaining about? Look at this economy. 40 straight months with unemployment at or below 4%. Best in our lifetime. Lowest unemployment for women in our lifetime. Lowest unemployment for blacks in our lifetime. Lowest unemployment for Hispanics in our lifetime. The lowest uninsured rate in our lifetime. One of the lowest poverty rates. What is it about this, Democrats, that we can't be proud of? And by the way, just on the subject of Democrats, it's an interesting fact. I go into office every single day, and I share an old office with some guy you may have heard of by the name of Ronald Reagan. No one booed. I'm impressed. Not used to that. It's like actually very unnerving. I say that to make one point, not to impress you, but impress upon you the consciousness that seeps as a former governor of California, Reagan, and walking into that office. I was reminded when Reagan left office in 1989, end of the Cold War. Since 1989 to today, about 49 million jobs have been created in the United States of America. 49 million jobs since the end of the Cold War in 1989. It's interesting to look up the tally and see how we're doing, Democrats, versus how Republicans are doing. We're kind of equal weight in terms of administrations, Republican administrations, Democratic administrations. I just thought it would be interesting. And I figured, all right, maybe it's a 60-40. You know, Republican administration doing all right. Democrats, I hope and thought would do a little bit better. But little did I know. You go back to 1989 till today. Those 49 million jobs, 47 million jobs in the United States of America were created under Democratic administrations. 96% of the jobs in this country were created under the economic argument. Look at your 401ks. I know we all get sensitive about stock market. I get it. The other side wouldn't. You have the receipts in terms of S&P and the Dow, NASDAQ, record-breaking. Pensions are bolstered up as a consequence of that. Look what he has delivered. Bipartisan programs. That we've been talking about all our lives. I mean, we talk about infrastructure being a punchline. Infrastructure Week. All those promises were promoted during the Trump administration. Didn't deliver on any of them. A $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill passed by Joe Biden. And he was able to work with people on the other side to get that done. The CHIPS and Science Act. You're one of the big beneficiaries here in Michigan, all across the country. We've all been talking about American manufacturing. We've all been talking about getting an industrial policy for the 21st century. We talked about the changing landscape and the competitive realities of a new world order. And look what we have done. Look what the Democratic Party did. Look what Joe Biden did with the CHIPS and Science Act. Look at the investments that are being made all across this country. The infrastructure bill, the IRA, $200 million, by the way, in the IRA has gone into green manufacturing. $200 billion. Do you know how much? And this is a little bit galling. Republicans haven't even sent the president a box of chocolate. They haven't even said thank you. Of that $200 billion that's gone out the door, $161 billion is gone into Republican districts, creating jobs, creating opportunities. It's about the United States of America. We're all in this together. We're all better off, and we're all better off. That's Joe Biden. Character, decency, delivering not on promises and promotion, but delivering results. 15.6 million jobs in 3.5 years. Eat your heart out, Donald Trump. Lost 2.9 million jobs in 4 years. 15.6 million jobs, 8 times more than the last 3 Republican administrations combined. That's Joe Biden's record. That's the Democratic Party's record of accomplishment. I hope you just heard that. 8 times more than the last 3 Republican administrations combined. In fact, The only thing that the last 3 Republican administrations have in common, recession. All these are objective truths. All of these are facts. So I am here proudly doing what I can to add my voice to this ticket. Add my voice to make the case anew for the work that we have ahead of us. I'm one of these guys, that believes in this mantra. Do more, worry less. Just do more, worry less. And I think you guys, that may be a good way to wake up every day, Democrats, right now. Just do more, worry less. And why am I not as worried as some folks? Because you keep outperforming. Because you keep delivering. Because you're here. You're the antidote to any of the cynicism, the fear, the anxiety that's out there. You wouldn't have shown up. You haven't given up. None of you have given up. You wouldn't be here. You're all here for a reason. Because of your faith and devotion to this country, the Democratic Party, this administration, our future, and your kids' future. And so I thank you for being the antidote to that fear and anxiety. You outperformed in 2018. You outperformed in 2020. You outperformed in 2022, 2023. And not just in congressional races. You've got races all across this country, from Jacksonville to Colorado Springs. Democrats keep outperforming. You're showing up in record numbers, and you're outperforming polls. Polls don't vote. You know who votes. You guys vote. And so, we all know, it's daylight and darkness. It's not even complicated. Liberalism versus illiberalism. Right and wrong. It's not complicated. And trust me, I've been on the receiving end of Trump and Trumpism. In 22 lawsuits against this guy. I mean, I had to sit there. You think your job's tough. I had to sit there and make phone calls and beg the president personally to do the right thing and reimburse the people of our state, because we had unprecedented wildfires, unprecedented flooding, unprecedented drought. I had to beg him to make the case, to step up and step in to help other people. The hell is that? This is a serious moment in American history. It's not complicated. I don't need to convince you. I don't need to convince you of any of this. What I need to convince you of is not to be fatalistic. All this negativity. My mom used to say, you're nothing but a mirror of your consistent thoughts. Whatever you focus on, you find more of. Time to focus on what's right. Time to focus on what's right about this campaign as well, and our capacity to deliver, to pull this thing off. So, I know we've got a lot of speeches, and I don't want to take too much of your time, except to say I was really proud to be with Joe Biden last night. He started the meeting, the first words out of his mouth, I'm all in. And when we left that meeting, he had convinced, you saw a lot of leaks. My God. By the way, that's just a whole nother conversation. But there was no one that walked out of that and say, we've got your back, Mr. President. No one. Not one. And so, again, for all the hand-wringing, all the navel-gazing, time to step up and step in. And just I'll remind you in closing, I said this is important. Future's not something to experience. It's something to manifest. It's decisions that determine our fate and future. Future is inside of us, each and every one of us. As long as we seize it and we grab it and we don't fall prey, again, to that cynicism. So I, again, want to thank you in closing for all you have done to get us this far, to get the Democratic Party this far. Thank you for what you have done for this administration and for this ticket in the last 3.5 years. And more important than anything else, thank you in advance for all of your hard work over the next 5 so months to get this country again moving forward and get Donald Trump back in the rear view mirror. Thank you guys very, very much.
And to say thank you to the governor on behalf of the Van Buren County Democratic Party. You are, don't know if you realize, you are in one of the blueberry capitals of the world. We take pride in that. Come back in mid-August. We have the National Blueberry Festival here. And what we would like to do, Gail, our county commissioner, because we know you might get a little hungry on the campaign trail. Here's a blueberry pie. Gail, go ahead and take it. Very good. Thank you. Next, I believe the governor is going to take a few questions from the media. I do have one more acknowledgement, I know, and I'm sorry if I've missed anybody, but we have from our friends from the Berrien County Democratic Party, their chair is here, Amy Scrima, back here. Amy, thank you for being here. And my friends in the party will help me to realize if I've left anybody out. One more, please. Thank you for Governor Newsom before he takes, and then stick around. He is going to take a moment to mix and mingle, but apparently with the media first. Brianna, is that right? Or we'll go ahead and let you.